What's up, friends and family? It's literally Licy. I'm Licy Marínez with Troy Trauger, our producer.
Yo, what's good?
Today, I'm putting Troy back in front of the camera as we don't have a musical guest today. We have a local clothing designer, my friend Sage from Misprint.
Woo!
I'm at least the second guest that knows you from Fergie's, right?
All of the guests so far have known me from Fergie's, except for Troy.
Except for me, yeah.
On the first episode, Troy and I have known each other for 7 years, and I've only been at Fergie's for like 9 months.
Yeah, and I visited you at Fergie's before. I mean, I didn't meet you there, but I've seen you there.
Yes. I did talk you into the Narragansett and whiskey.
You did. Honestly, I forgot Citywides were a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that they all stopped, like, at all places, but, like, I was really happy when you were like, you want a Citywide?
$6.
I was like, yeah, I want a fucking
Get
Citywide.
into it.
Citywides are one of my favorite things about Philly. That was one of the things I fell in love with here.
Yeah, Citywide is one of the better things of Philadelphia, and also Mo.
I have a shirt that says Citywides till I die, and I like stand by that.
Is there a PBR on it?
No, I think it's like some abstract beer. It's not a specific one, but it should be a PBR.
It should be a PBR specifically.
It's
and
interesting.
Then just a shot of Jim Beam.
Well, every bar has been getting like very specific. Like there's one bar that gives you the tiny High Life like glass bottles.
Yeah.
They're like not even 6 inches big.
For a minute, we were doing hams when our distributor ran out of Narragansett, and half of our crowd was like, that sucks, and then the other half was like, hams? I love hams. And like me.
What are hams? I'm sorry.
too.
What are the hams?
Hams?
You don't know what hams
I
are?
don't.
Hams is an amazing light
I'm
beer.
ignorant. It's an amazing.
It's a beer. It's like
But is it
Hams,
Is it amazing?
PBR,
It's better than Miller.
High Life.
It's better than Bud. It's the best shit beer around is hams.
I like PBR. PBR is
I like
High
PBR.
Life
Yeah.
is what I drink the most, but PBR is what I'm
Anyway,
repping.
today we're not
speaking of which-
sponsored.
Oh,
Speaking
yeah.
of which,
High Life.
we have High Life today.
No more High Life
on
there.
literally Licy. One day we will get sponsored when we have more than 215 subscribers. Shout out Philadelphia. We got to 215. Thank you, Instagram,
Oh, fuck
for
yeah.
existing.
Yeah.
And thank you, Mo, for being here today and being here for the 215th mark. You know?
That's the best one. I was pointing out to someone today that I'm from Austin. It's 512, and here it's 215.
That someone is Troy.
Me?
Before we started, we were having a little sesh, as we do, and we didn't do that on camera because, again, we would like to get sponsors and paid for this. But
hopefully.
Sometimes money is good, money is happy. But we like plants for inspiration, and
Yeah, we were talking about where Mo's from. So 5012. Yeah, so
215 and 512.
Yeah,
the
It's,
Austin,
crazy.
Texas. It's just moved around numbers for 2 different cities.
But I was gonna maybe get a tattoo where they were like mirrored.
I got 215 right here.
Fuck yeah!
And I got
that much.
973 for Jersey on this John right here. It's good times, good times.
I haven't been to Jersey many times.
No?
A handful, like half a dozen, maybe.
Yeah.
I grew up in Jersey.
Yeah. Do you like Jersey? Like
I've had some good times there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
okay, we can talk shit about Jersey. This is why I live in Philly.
That's what I want to see. I'm like so you a big.
I don't
about to say,
feel
let me rephrase my
like I have the
question.
right to talk shit on Jersey.
So,
Like
let me rephrase my question. Do you hate New Jersey like everyone else?
not currently, but I think it's really funny how in the Steven Universe cartoon they fly over Jersey. They don't call it that, but they're like, oh, it's like all dark and stormy, and they're like, you don't want to go there. There's pollution. It's very strange. It's just in Steven Universe, and that's sometimes what I think of. But I only ever go to the beach.
Yeah, beaches are nice. I go to Ocean City. It's fucking. I mean, it's not the best. I would say Margate's probably better, but Ocean City's affordable.
So, you grew up in Texas. What brought you over to Philly? Where'd you go to college?
Oh, those are two very different questions.
Well, let's go in sequence then.
I went to college in Texas,
Hell yeah.
but I'm not proud of my degree. I got a degree in chemistry. But there
You
wasn't.
should be proud of that. Chemistry is
Yeah.
a cool major.
I I started working immediately out of college. I got my degree. I started working at a drug testing lab, which is one of the most unflattering jobs you could have. I pipetted pee into small vials. So when you pee in a cup, that gets sent to a place, and someone opens
You were that place.
I was that place. You would be really surprised at all the different colors that pee comes in and smells.
Oh, really?
Oh, not the smells.
Yeah. So that was terrible, but we were doing
Hashtag asparagus.
Yes, it could be blue. There was blue pee. Certain medications will turn
Blue?
your
Oh my
pee
God.
blue, and it looks like
Spirulina.
Kool-Aid.
And you're like, this guy is clearly cheating.
I don't know. That means they're taking their
You
medication.
Are the father.
Oh my God.
But we were testing people in rehab, or we were testing children. The youngest age I got was 4 years old.
That's just
To make sure they were taking their
feels
Adderall.
wrong.
Interesting.
And I was like, who
doesn't
explains
sit
to
right
a
with me.
4-year-old how to pee in a cup?
Yeah.
How do you have that conversation?
That's insane. I mean, it's like, yeah, like you want them to take their medicine, because it's also like, that's a little helicopter parent and a half.
You're
Yeah.
drugging a 4-year-old. You're drugging a 4-year-old. They're 4 years old, and you're like forcing them to take
You're
Adderall.
trying
drug
to
test is
see
insane to
the
me.
proof.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah.
insane to me. It's just
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like how do you build a trust with like your kid after that, right? It's just like, yo, I'm gonna
They'll
drug
hate
test
you forever for
Exactly.
the rest of their relationship with you now.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's wild.
So after that, I like got so disillusioned with it, I couldn't work in chemistry at all, because while we were testing for that, we were also making sure that people didn't smoke weed while they were trying to quit using opioids, which is like, that's so much, like people need that. Like,
You need a crutch.
well, it's just going from
Sometimes
opioids is like
to
crazy.
nothing.
Like, yeah, people
Yeah.
still need like some sort of thing that isn't gonna like.
Hurt them
Farm-
as badly.
Yeah.
It was just pharmaceuticals, and I couldn't do it.
It
So
just seems like a lot of control.
No, seriously, like opioids, it's no joke. Like, it just like, shit just really took over overnight, right? It's just like next thing you know, it's just like holy shit, like the epidemic is real, like, and it's
Yeah.
at your front door. Like it's like your neighbor is like on some shit. It's just like wow, this is wild. My God.
yeah. So I couldn't work in that.
So bridge the gap
Yeah.
between that and now.
Yeah.
Well, I moved here, and I don't know. I basically became a punk on accident.
An accident?
This
Yeah,
is the
an
how-to
accident.
guide, and this is our PowerPoint presentation.
I responded to a Facebook housing advertisement that was $200 a month, and I lived with 9 people and a lot of cockroaches.
to live in a. Tell us about the punk house in. What was it in West or South Philadelphia? Or,
It was up in North.
it was in North.
I don't
Okay,
want to
that's-
say too
That's
much.
different.
Yeah, you don't have to go to like specific.
You don't,
areas.
you don't have to say too much about.
Well,
Was it
I-
a good time? Like you enjoy your tenure
I was in the bathroom, and I went to wash my hands, and there was an outlet right in front of the sink, and there were just like 5 cockroaches like crawling out of it and in and out. I took a video, and
Oh
one
my
had like an
God.
egg sac on its back. Like
Oh my God,
it
that's gross.
was
Yeah.
something.
You guys want to hear like a really gross story?
Troy and I could tell you
Sure.
about our adventures when we used to live in Maniac. I feel like Maniac is a very dirty place because of all of the
I
hills.
hate that place.
Oh,
They should
that place was
secede.
dirty, but I will say the dirtiest place I was at was Fairmount. I had an
Really?
apartment there, and I remember it was literally the first week we moved to there, right? And like,
Was it a new apartment or an old apartment?
it was an old apartment, but it wasn't like
It's always old buildings.
it was like it was an old building. It used to be like a factory, but they rebuilt it
Right.
all into apartments, and it wasn't good. Like they weren't good apartments, but like anyway, I was watching TV one night, had the blanket over me, and then like next thing I know, I feel something like crawl up my leg. I fucking whipped the blanket out, and there's a fucking cockroach on my leg.
No.
I was just like, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Wow. No, after the punk house, we had bed bugs at one point.
What?
No, we
Hate it.
absolutely.
Oh my
We had
God.
bed bugs. And now, anytime after that, I had a roommate that used to always say like, "Oh, don't let the bed bugs bite," and I'm like, "Don't say that.
Never
I
again.
can feel them on my skin when you say that.
War wounds.
Please don't." Like trauma response. Like absolutely. I hate that saying now. I avoid it at all times.
God damn.
Trauma. Bedbug trauma.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You can't say that unless you've had bed bugs. Then you have the right to say that to people.
Yeah, thank God I'm not. You're one of the blessed.
Life brought you to bike life.
Do you ride your bike around the city?
Oh
You have a
yeah,
bike?
I love biking.
Really?
So I could list all the things I love about Philadelphia.
And
Biking is one of them.
Also, obviously, the main reason why we have you here, your upcycling store business thing.
Yeah.
Business. Business.
Yeah, we keep getting
I
off track.
hope.
Yeah.
I hope, but I don't know. I feel like people don't know enough about Dollar Sunday. That's what I'm here to plug. Sponsor
Sunday.
us, Goodwill.
Dollar Sunday. What's
Dollar Sunday at Goodwill. You can
Sponsor
get
us, Goodwill, because we take your threads and we make profit off of it. And by we, I mean Mo.
Well, it's beautiful because so they have a colored tag system. So you go in, you find the colors. This is every Sunday. People are always like, "Oh my gosh, is it like once a month, once a year?" I'm like, "It's every Sunday. Just
Really? So every
show
Sunday,
up.
$1?
$1 for specific tags, and it's every like Goodwill. It's in South and West, and a couple in New Jersey. And I like get everything brand new with tags. I got this like yellow corduroy pants. Like I got these purple like cargo pants,
Sunday.
and I got every single one of these like vests that I made for $1. And
But you renew them. You add your own
this was
logo to them, and you make them fresh. This has your stamp.
my stamp.
Says you are not the one.
Yeah,
Love that.
That's got a story.
You
It's
know who
changed.
you are.
Oh, don't say it. It's about me. It's about me. Believe.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm going to grab another
I'm pretty
beer.
sure my mom will be watching this.
Oh yeah, sponsored by High Life and
Sponsored by
Goodwill.
High Life and Goodwill
I'm trying to and Fergie's.
Goodwill.
and Fergie's.
Yeah, Fergie's is actually one of the bars that made me an alcoholic.
Jesus Christ.
Well, Philly did. It was Philly in
Well,
general.
also
Really, don't
speaking
blame us. What did
Citywides.
we do to you?
Speaking of
everything.
Speaking of alcoholism, why don't you show us one of your pins if you have that alcoholic insomniac pin?
Oh yeah, I made
It's
some
on
pins.
my jean jacket, but it's all the way over there. I'm not gonna run and get it.
Oh, they can't see it in the video. Hi.
That's okay. There's
breaking the fourth
Mo
wall.
Mo makes pins.
Yeah, well, alcoholic
fantastic.
insomniac, pill popping sex fiend,
Parasomniac.
parasomniac, yeah, which is a type of sleeping disorder. I've had multiple hour-long conversations
We
with
have
people
this
on it on the
Inuyasha
street.
inspired vest.
Not Inuyasha, but
Anime.
hentai. Yeah,
Hentai.
I'm not.
Hi, Mom.
And act like your mom knows what hentai is.
I feel
now.
like my mom
She does now because after I said that, she's gonna Google it. What's
Oh
hentai?
God! I hope my mother doesn't watch this. I love you, Mom. No, I do feel bad
The
though.
sweat is trickling.
I have this joke, so I always think about doing stand-up comedy at Fergie's because I have a lot of jokes,
Just
but they're
do
all
it.
self-deprecative.
That's
and
the
I
best
know.
kind.
Yeah. Tell us
I
a
know
joke.
that's the thing. So I always have this thing like my mom was so worried we would turn out gay, but she didn't
Yeah, and then we
realize
did.
the effects of anime. Because my brother and I are both gay because of anime.
Anime made you gay?
Yes,
I
absolutely.
thought Shrek made you gay.
That's a different story. Both are
That's a
true.
different
Both can be
What?
true.
What? Shrek?
Yeah, Shrek made me gay. I actually recently watched Shrek in theaters at the Philadelphia Film
I'm
Center.
sorry I didn't come with you.
And it was beautiful. I took off my shoes. I was the only person until a mom and her daughter showed up, and they were cramping
God
my
damn
style,
it.
but it was
Had to
fun.
ruin it. I hate when you go to a movie like that where it's just like, oh, I'm gonna be the only one here, and then there's like one other person. Just like, get
Well,
the fuck out.
it
of
was
my
on
theater.
Super Bowl day, so I went and saw Shrek, and then I went to Fergie's and I watched the
We had
Super.
a
I
Super
watched
Bowl
the
party.
Eagles
They were my plus
lose.
one.
Sad.
I wanted to say win. I wanted to fool
Oh
myself.
my
Just
god.
perpetuate the lie if we say it.
I mean, we all thought
Enough.
we did win. We all thought it.
We were
Yeah.
going to.
I did think we were going to.
We
I
were
was
very
excited.
close.
Yeah. Rip. Yeah, I don't know.
Edge.
It was such
Yeah,
a downer. We just talked about the Eagles and everyone got sad. Just
We all
we
had
lost
our.
that bet.
Sad.
We didn't even win the money.
Rip. We didn't even. I lost $60.
60.
We both gambled.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
same.
did. We tried.
Yeah.
I did okay.
80 toward my name. Fergie put down like
Yeah, Fergie.
20 for us.
Shout out to Fergie.
Shout out to Fergie. Anyway, we have a message for Fergie. You're wonderful. Let's compliment him first because we need a favor.
No, I love Fergie.
We need a favor right now.
Yes.
The favor is
I really want the seitan nachos back. The
vegan
soy chorizo ones. Can we
They
redo this?
need
Can
the
we?
vegan chorizo.
Yeah, you got to get the call out perfectly.
the vegan chorizo nachos. We would like them back.
Yeah.
That's all we need to say. And
They've
comment
just
on.
been a staple. Like there's so many good like seitan. I feel like I hopped on the vegan train at the right time.
It was
I'm not even
affordable.
vegan.
It was a heaping plate of nachos.
It's beautiful.
It was
delicious.
It was meatless meat. It was cheesy. It had guacamole, homemade guac, and pickled jalapenos, and refried beans.
And you told me that they took it off the menu, and I like
Yeah,
threw
that
up.
day.
I cried.
Threw a fit.
I literally
I was like,
you
"This is a
told me in
child.
front of my friend,
I'm
and
so
I like
sorry.
threw my head down on the table and like
You almost
lamented. Tears were forming. I don't
were
know if they
forming.
fell, but they
didn't fall.
formed.
They
They
were
formed. I'm
ready.
very sad.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite bars. I've gotten kicked out twice. That makes it my
you told me
favorite.
the story about how you fell asleep in the men's bathroom.
That was pre-quarantine. Everything pre-quarantine is
This
just
is
like
a
doesn't
different
count.
Mo.
It
It's
doesn't
different Mo.
different time.
Yeah.
Mo
Different.
about Mo.
I haven't gotten kicked out of anywhere, unfortunately.
That's good.
Post quarantine.
You have a rule now. Your rule is like,
You got rules.
you realize when you get drunk and then you pay your tab and.
Oh yeah, I will leave.
If you
I'm
don't get a
like-
chance to say goodbye to anyone, it doesn't matter. If you have to leave, you leave.
I get to a point where I'm just
if
like,
you
oh,
notice
this is
that
the
you're
moment.
drunk,
where
I like
have
that
to
about
go.
you. You know when it's time to go.
Yeah, I get
I
to
know
that
how long
point.
I can get home safe.
It's
Yeah.
usually 3 beers, 3 High Lifes. You told me.
As my bartender, you would know that.
I do know that it's 3 High
Um,
Lifes.
Okay.
I'm like that where I'm like I'll go home when I get to my point, and then I get to my point and I'm like I can stay for another.
That's
Oh,
that's how I get.
can stay.
That's how I get kicked out of the bar. Is when I stay for the next one.
You're like, I want more, and then you're like, fuck, not again.
That's when I call you and I'm like, I'm at the gym. And the gym is right around Mo's house.
Oh
in
yeah.
South Philly.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Which is also owned by Fergie.
Yes,
Gym.
pro.
Wait, he owns a gym too?
Yeah, they own the
What?
But spelled JIM, not like a gym.
gym.
Gym?
Not like
No.
the gym.
Oh my
No,
god,
Like the gym.
The gym.
that's sick. He has a bar
It's on,
restaurant.
She has
It's
multiple.
on,
And
like,
a gym.
Go
Dave
Fergies.
in Morris.
Really?
They
Yes.
own the goat.
Damn, we gotta
Greg's
do a
Tavern.
podcast episode there.
Fuck yeah! Oh, let me be there. I'll
It did
I'll tell
take
all my
me-
stories
It did
about
take
getting
me
kicked
until
out.
episode 3
Yeah.
to tell Jim and Fergie about it, and they were both like, "That's so cool, so good for you." And then Fergie specifically was like, "Oh, he's gonna fire me for this, but I know he's not because he loves me. He said, yeah, you know, Licy, I have my own radio show too. You should." I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But no, he
keep
has
the
his-
accent. That was good.
God
That was
damn
good.
it.
I
No,
like.
but he has his own radio show too, and he was telling me about it. I think it was called PMM or PDD or something like that. And yeah, go off. Great
I
guy.
love Fergie. Every time I see him, he'll buy people rounds all the time. He gets so happy.
Oh yeah, and then he'll dance on tables and sing "Satisfaction" on Friday night at LBK at live band karaoke.
Fergie's has my favorite things about a bar. So I never went to bars in Texas because there you have
No?
to
There's
drive to them.
Entertainment
Yeah.
events every night, baby, on the
But-
2nd floor.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. So
Every night.
when
Yeah.
I moved here and you can walk to them
$3
or
beer.
SEPTA, like Fergie's became one of my favorite because it doesn't have TVs.
No TV.
My number
No?
one favorite part of a bar is if it doesn't have TVs because I get really distracted. Like there'll be a game on and I'll
Yeah.
realize that I haven't been listening to someone for like 5 minutes because I'm watching a game I don't even
You're like,
understand
I'm
or
sorry.
care about.
I'm sorry. I'm watching lacrosse right now. I
yeah,
can't talk to you.
I don't even know what's happening.
No, my favorite. I'm watching what's the shuffle one on the Olympics?
Oh, shuffleboard.
No,
I
that's
think.
No,
not.
no.
It's
Curling.
curling.
Where they
Sorry,
do
I'm
the
watching
broom.
curling.
Shuffleboard. I love how we thought of the old person sport.
I
Sorry,
don't
I'm
even
watching
know what it is,
curling.
honestly. Curling, yes.
I mean, that had
With the brooms.
me captivated like 2 years ago.
Actually, I have a big thing about
That
this.
one bar, I was at this bar and
Yeah?
I was like so tipsy and I was just like curling.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, I have a thing with this because I watched it as well,
I think
and
it was Pope.
Really?
and they have it divided by gender, and they're just like throwing a thing and brooming. What's the gender difference on that? You really think there's a...
There definitely is.
Just make it co-ed. Like, they can just be intermixed. It doesn't matter.
Curling's you got to, you know?
It really bothered me. I got really drunk at a bar, and I started screaming at the TV about it.
You know what's crazy? It's like, now I'm thinking about it, it's like, they don't even touch the thing. It's like one person just throws it down. It doesn't matter.
Then they broom.
Yeah, the broom.
It can be co-ed.
My God.
So, tell us more about Dollar Sundays and define to the audience what is upcycling for those who don't know.
I don't know. I feel like it's getting something in any way and changing it into something else. Because like people, you'll find things on the street.
Your own, like your own rendition of it.
Yeah, I once met this lady in a Dunkin' Donuts on Passyunk, and I complimented her hat. She was like wearing this really cool hat, and it had a really amazing design. I'm like, where'd you get that? She's like, oh, I find hats on the street, and I just wash them, and I've gotten like 96 of them, and I'm starting to think about like that I should start selling them on eBay because like these could sell like, and they were really like cool, interesting hats. She just picks them up on the gutter and washes them. You know, they're still perfectly fine. They're gonna go in the gutter if you don't.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wish I could do that.
Like, I'll find anything and just be like, oh, yeah, I could, like, turn that, even a shirt that's broken into, like, a bandana, or, like, jeans that rip into shorts, or I mended a friend's, like, all these, like, clothes. There's no reason you should throw things away if they break.
Mm-hmm. So, like, when you do go thrift shopping, like for you, like, what is, like, an it factor for you if you're like, I need to cop this right now? Like, this is it.
For me, everything is texture. I have to touch it first. So that's my favorite thing at the thrift store. I feel it. I'm a sucker for velvet. I don't sew with velvet, but I own a lot of velvet things that I don't wear out in public. I have like 7 velvet dresses. I'm just a sucker for velvet. It's all about the softness of something. I like denim too. It's like almost soft.
Yeah, you do work with a lot of denim.
Yeah. It's very reliable material.
Yeah.
It always, like, sews the same. There's no, like,
the first piece I bought from you was that pink vest.
Yes.
That Mo made. I'd like to thank for me because it's very me inspired and Valentine's Day inspired. It has hearts on it and it's just so cute.
I feel like I was such a, like,
and
Scrooge
I feel like
on Valentine's
the
this year.
hentai one is also very similar in style, but it's a different color.
Yeah. But I got all of these
one.
jackets. So they were whole jackets.
Yeah.
And they had the
you made them
worst
all vests.
sleeves. They had the grossest cut, and there were like buttons up the side in weird ways. So I just cut off the sleeves and made them a crop top and bleach dyed them. And I got the base for $1.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I had to cut them across. There were 2 more buttons.
Was that purple before, or did you dye that purple?
So the purple was before, and then I bleach dyed it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did a good job on that. Like, you do a lot of good job on all your pieces.
Did you make this, or did you find that?
The image for the hentai one?
Yeah.
I found that, but I cut it out by hand, and I sewed the heart by my machine, which was very difficult.
You made the heart drool?
Yeah, with the machine. That's a stitch.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, here,
You made the stars, too?
Yes. Yes,
all
I
around
did.
it?
Yeah, I made all the spit.
Yeah,
that's a weird thing to say.
They made the spit.
But I think
this is talent, everybody.
Yeah, no, I mean, it really is.
Anyway, I already claimed this, so sorry, audience.
Sorry. All you see here, Lisa's gonna buy right now.
Anyway, I've already bought the whole closet.
Oh no!
We forgot to style Troy today.
Yeah, I had to style
true.
myself. That's how do you rate like my style right now? Like,
I like your flannel. That feels like it'd be soft. Like I want to touch it.
oh yeah, go ahead, right there.
Oh,
Corduroy.
see,
It's corduroy.
I love
Yeah, try it out.
corduroy and velvet, like all of those, and like cargo material.
Mm-hmm. No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I like touching the clothes. That's what I do at Goodwill. And it's really funny. I was there before 10 a.m. The other day, and there was a line like around the corner because there are always these like grandmas who are there every week. And I hear them like talk to each other. I'm a big people watcher. That's one of the reasons I love bars. And the grandmas will be like talk to each other like, oh, how are you doing this week? Like, oh, what are you looking for? Are you looking for anything specific? And all this stuff. Like, I have people ask me for like directions, and they like people will ask me for like
where are the hats?
Yeah, and they'll ask me like, oh, what's this? Like the color tags and all. I explain to like 5 different people every time I'm there, like what the Dollar Sunday is. Like I'm just like an ad board for Goodwill. They should really start paying all of us.
That's it,
But they do a good thing. I love Dollar Sunday. You can go to the South one or the West one.
Yeah. Which one do you think has like the best place? Like would you go to like a Goodwill versus like when's the last time you went to like a Buffalo Exchange? Like, do you ever go to those types of places to go thrifting?
I do.
No, it's always me. I was just curious because like
no,
they do have like I don't know how, but they always get like the nicest stuff.
That's because they're so picky. They don't take anything. I will take things there, and they won't take them. And I'm like, I don't know. I have a hard time. This is the hardest part of like making clothes for me, is that I don't like charging anyone more than I would spend, and I buy all of my clothes for $1. Like, so I always like charge people. I'm like, oh, $30, like $40. And one of my friends is like, how many hours do you put in them? I'm like, oh, like 8 to 10. They're like, you're paying yourself like $5 an hour.
Yeah, but you're doing it for the craft of it, for the art of it, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. It's so hard with handmade stuff and like this, like any sort of make your own craft. Anyone who's trying to sell their art or themselves or in any way, it's
Do you feel like you're scared of blurring the line where people start to criticize you about the affordability of it? Like, what would you say about those people who criticize you and other designers like yourself who take away the affordable options and upcycle like you do? It's very much possible that someone would compare you to the owner of Nasty Gal, who like bought from like thrift stores and then upcycled through eBay and through what eventually became their brand of Nasty Gal.
I don't know that. It sounds familiar, but I'm really bad with names.
Yeah, but you keep in mind that like one, you're just putting better designs into these things, because let's be honest, like sometimes you see things from thrift stores and Goodwill and what have you, and it's wearable, but it can have a pretty spin on it. And although yes, you're making a profit off of it, you're making a profit off of it because you're putting work into it. But people can't like hate on that because you're putting work into it, and that's a creativity and that's a talent.
Well, I guess that's,
and you're keeping it affordable, which is ethical also.
Well, I guess that's the thing. Like I don't want anyone to have to tell me. Like, for me, the most important thing is that a piece goes to someone who's going to wear it,
who's going to enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, I'll make something, and I'll be like, oh, my gosh, this would look great on my friend, like, blank. And I'm like, I'll try and give it to them for free. Like,
you're like, look, let me put you on right now.
Like, do you want this bag that I don't...
You want this one-of-a-kind bag that I made?
I have a hard time trying to sell things. I just want to give... I just want to make it, and I just want it to like somehow disappear from my site after. I'm like, go to the person who needs you most. Just like send it out on a ferry or a bird.
Really? So when you design like clothes, do you like imagine like the person wearing it when you design it, or do you just like have an image in your head and you're like, this is the design I want to do?
I don't know. It really starts from like what I thrift, because it's all what I can find for $1. Like I can find really amazing, like just very unique designs, and once I look at it, I see what I want, even though
Can
it's
I
not
just
something
input
I wear.
and be cheesy for a moment? But this is exactly, and may I just literally what we look for guests in this show is that I genuinely enjoy their work and their talent, and it's more so at like if you audience, right? Or also specifically Troy and Mel have ever seen 13 going on 30.
Yes.
Multiple times.
Yes. You know how at the end of the movie
they do Thriller?
Jenna Rank No, at the end of the movie, she changes the whole concept of the magazine and makes it so that it's about like local people and real people instead of models.
I do remember this.
It's like women with curves and moms and like
activists,
and, you know, and
like more inclusive
yes,
magazine versus like the elites. Like
that's what I'm here for. I'm not for people hitting me up who like if like you don't like me, or if you're not somebody who is like a genuine kind person who I don't know, like it gives back or has a good message or something of the sort, like these are the type of people that we are always trying to showcase, you know, and also local business, you know, like fuck
Support
big
your
corporations.
local poppy store.
Support your local poppy store.
That's where I'm at.
This is Poppy.
I'm not, but I once
up,
gave
Poppy?
my Poppy a birthday card, and he gave me a birthday
Could
card
be.
back. We were friends.
They are single.
friends.
Anyway, Mo's single, everybody. Zoom in on Mo.
Don't cut that.
It's
This
sorry,
is their
it's too
Tinder
late.
profile.
We were zooming in.
I don't have
Picture of
Tinder.
that. This is
Thank
their Bumble
you.
profile.
No,
This is
no.
their
This is the Hinge
profile.
No.
This is
This
the
is
OK
their
Cupid
Lex
profile.
Don't
It's
use,
his Facebook dating
don't
profile.
use,
There's a lot of dating apps out there now. There's
No,
too many.
and people don't meet in bars anymore. Like that's the thing. Like pre-quarantine, even I feel like it was different. Like dating in the city was different.
Yeah.
Valid.
Now it's the apps. Like people don't meet strangers. Like
No.
they
I mean,
avoid eye contact on the street. I'm just like, hi.
Yeah.
dude."
Even
Like,
at bars too,
hello?
because like I mean, like to be honest, like I know exactly what you feel, because like. But even like I've been on that side where I'm just like, all right, I'm out with like the boys. I'm out with my group. I don't feel like talking to somebody else right now. You know what I mean? Like, but I feel like that's the vibe now, is that nobody even wants to like meet new people anymore. You know what I mean?
See, that's why I love Philly though. Philly taught me.
Everyone talks to you.
Yeah, well, I love strangers. I love strangers more than like I feel like people I know, because once you
If
interact
you're
with them.
getting
You got-
into like I Love Philly talk again,
Yes.
let's get into our favorite segment, Philly favorites, everybody.
Philly
favorites.
Oh, God, I
Go
What is
Birds.
this? Go Birds!
It literally, Licy, go Birds. On Nickelodeon.
No,
I can't say that.
Don't swim. Adult swim.
I gotta
can't
cut
say
that.
that.
I gotta cut that.
Gotta cut that out.
Yo, fucking Nick Cannon's gonna be on my ass.
Literally, Licy.
So what is this? Philly favorites?
Anyway,
Yes,
we're,
Philly
we're
favorites. It
getting
is our
sued
segment.
for $3 million. Anyway, Philly favorites.
It's actually awful. Yeah.
Philly favorites, where we ask you, our guest,
What are your Philly favorites?
what are your Philly favorites? Your favorite bar? Where's your favorite meal?
It
You're the
used to be
most
at
delicious
Fergie's
favorite.
when they had the soy chorizo nachos. Now I don't know.
Where's your favorite bar, Mo?
I would have to say Fergie's. That's like
Fergie's
my
Pub is your favorite
reliable.
bar?
Yes, I've gotten kicked out of there the most times. I've drank there on the most times on
So
average.
you're saying you stuck back the most too after
Um,
getting kicked out.
See, that's the thing about getting kicked out when you're a regular. They're like, oh, like, fuck off, you gotta leave. And I'm like, okay, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
And they're like, yeah, whatever.
Whatever, just sleep it off.
They
Come
knew
right
me.
back.
I lived like half a block away. I was crashing on my friend's couch for like 6 months. So Fergie's
Yeah,
became
you were
my
crashing at the
place.
apartment complex around the corner.
Yeah, the one right there. And I would just go back and I would collapse onto the couch, and it was half a block away, so it was great.
How
So,
about
yeah.
Where's your favorite meal?
Favorite meal.
Yeah.
Well, it used to also be at Fergie's, the soy chorizo nachos.
Yeah, but what about now? Yeah.
What about now? What's your favorite meal now?
I feel like I haven't been there in a while, but every time I'm in West, I go to the place that used to be Honest Tom's. They're a burrito place. They weren't a vegan place. Then they were. Then he sold the business to his workers. Absolutely wonderful. Respect on that. And they made it not a vegan place, but they still have vegan options.
Oh.
And they have a beef burrito, and this shit tastes better than ground beef. Like, it is
Ooh.
glorious. It's made out of like walnuts or something, but it
Walnuts.
tastes amazing. That would be like my favorite number one meal. If it was like a last night in Philly ever, I would go to Honest Tom's.
Honest Tom's.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I want to check that out.
But I never go to
myself.
West otherwise. I don't really associate with West.
I don't know. I don't like those people.
No, I do. It's the hills I don't like. As a biker going up those hills on a single speed.
Oh, it's tough. I did that. I did that once.
Yeah.
I visited my buddy at West. I rode my bike from South Philly all the way to West Philadelphia.
Did it hurt?
Oh my God! I was supposed to help him move, and I got there. And I'm like, yo, I need like a half-hour break before it even starts.
God.
Yeah, totally a bonehead
there was
move.
This one shift that I biked from home. I live in Southwest, so I live in West. There was this one shift that I biked from south to East Passyunk, where I was working at the time, and then I worked my shift, and then at the end of that shift, I was like, wow, I've never felt like such ass.
You're like, I got here, I'm sweaty now.
And now I'm gonna put myself through more sweat.
Well, I love biking. I'll bike to and from work. I won't bike in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm anti-ice.
No,
It's terrifying.
I feel that. My brother's nuts. He rides his bike. He rode his bike this whole winter. And I'm like, you're crazy.
I won't do that. Although now that it snows less, it's doable.
We've got Fergie's is your favorite bar.
Yes.
Yes.
What used to be Honest Tom's, but now is it still
But
called Honest Tom's?
they're not called Honest Tom's. They're at the same location. I don't remember what they're called.
Same location, different name.
But it's in West at like 46th and
Best
Pine?
fake meat burrito you've ever put.
Biff.
It is delicious.
Like I feel like that's a misconception.
But there is nuts in it.
That's
no
true.
beef, but there is nuts.
I don't know. Meat's pretty nice.
No,
I'm sorry.
I do love meat. I eat meat.
Wow,
I do,
carnitas, love it.
But now we've got bar, we've got meal. Where's your favorite activity in Philly?
Yeah.
Like
fun
hang
around
out
these parts.
night. If it's like a different bar. I know you like to. Do you want to say T-Moms?
Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah.
T-Moms is my favorite.
Yeah, tattooed mom.
Yeah, because
Oh,
of
really?
the graph.
Shout out Tattooed
Yeah. All the street art. I'm a really big fan of street art. That's one of the reasons I love Philly.
It's cute in there. They have like fun seats. They have like cars.
The bumper cars. Yeah.
Bumper car seats.
They have lots of events. I feel like everyone
Taco
in Philly
Tuesdays.
knows T-Moms.
Yeah.
But I really love the graph scene there. That's one of my favorite things about Philly is like the street art and everything like that.
Yeah.
I work with a zine called PM Slaps, and we just do like street art coverage. We do interviews with street arts anonymously, I promise.
Let's say everyone just forget about that. Forget Mo said that.
No, it's really great though because we're trying to
PM
bridge.
slaps right here.
Yeah, we made a Broad Street line.
Is that
Broad
where you got
Street
that
line
sticker?
trend.
I was literally looking at it. I was like, that's a nice sticker.
Yeah, one of our members did that. It's really fun
And
because
T made this. T
Yeah.
is Mo's roommate. And then all the other ones I got from a sticker book, but that's from PM Slaps.
Wow, okay.
yeah, well, PM Slaps is trying to like bridge the gap between like graffiti and street art, because
So, like, what would you consider, like, the big difference between the two?
people who do like write and graffiti have a very big idea about what street art looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And I completely respect it. There's so much history behind it, but stickers themselves are, for me, a way to kind of share your intrusive thoughts. Like you're like, I have this really weird dream, or like my homie fuck a fucking job.
Yeah.
Like just slaps fuck a fucking job. We need more of that. Just put that up on
Hell
every
yeah.
street sign. Tell everyone to fuck a fucking job.
You know what's funny about fuck a fucking job is I see all these stickers around the city and I'm like, what does it mean? And about this time exactly last year, before I even I've known Troy, like I said in a few episodes back, like we've known each other for 6-7 years, but this time last year we weren't talking about doing it together, only like a month or two ago. But this time last year, I've wanted to do this for a while. I wrote down podcast ideas on March 7th, 2022. Today's the 23rd of March, 2023.
So past Licy wrote a letter to
Future
Licy.
Licy.
And here it is.
Here it is. And number 7 was, I wrote 10 topics. Number 7 was praise Dobler. What is it? And the answer I wrote down was they're a sticker person. There's not much to it. I mean, there is a little bit more to it if you have history about it. Mo knows a lot of the sticker people, and a lot of them are showcased right here in their magazine.
Yeah, we do make a magazine.
We
PM
love
slaps.
a segue. Everybody.
That was beautiful. I don't think anybody noticed.
No one noticed at all.
We love a segue.
That is one of my favorite things about Philly is the street art. I love stickers because they're kind of like intrusive thoughts. Someone just described.
I love the street art that's like repetitive. Like the
Dobler,
same thing
praise Dobler.
will take over like a whole wall though.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Like a mural or?
Yeah.
Well, we had that war on oat milk. Actually, there was an oat
What
milk.
do you mean by that?
There was an oat milk brand that was doing wheat pastes over local art, like really like complex murals and paste ups. They were just posting them all over the place. So a lot of the street artists got together and went in a single night and pasted over all of this oat milk brand's advertisements, because it wasn't the fact that they were oat milk. Nothing against oat milk. I love oat milk. But it was the brand's way of doing it and the way they fucked over local artists. Everyone got together and pasted over them. And that was a really, really nice moment in street art history here in Philadelphia.
Wow, that's crazy. Was it when that's like I'll censor this, but like, was it when Oatly was trying to do like it was an oat milk cream cheese?
Oh no, I don't know about that. That sounds terrible.
Oh my, yeah, they're.
That sounds nasty.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't try it yet, but I'm just like, I don't know.
Oat
Like,
milk cream cheese.
Yeah, Oatly.
Actually, no. I've tried oat milk yogurt. It was actually very good. I am an oat milk person.
I like oat milk.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite of the non-dairy milks.
They're just not good at marketing.
The non-nut.
Just
milk
that one
either.
specifically, that
Yeah.
brand.
Oh yeah, not them. Yeah.
But that's what I love about street art. When I first came to Philly, I moved here after visiting once. I visited once, got back home after a week of spending in Philly, told my parents, I'm like, I'm moving across the country, packing all my stuff. I'm leaving in like 3 months.
Hell yeah.
I came all the way across, came here, and part of it was because of the street art, like just the random stuff, like praise Dobler. Someone decided that they really liked Dobler, the football player.
My favorite street art is Amberella, the girl that has all the hearts around the city.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh yeah, the one
heart
with like motivational quotes in the
Yeah,
center.
yeah.
motivational quotes is like "Love Me" or "City Sisters" and Sister City ones, and like hers are like there's one at like near the shopping mall area in on like 8th and Market or whatever. I don't know.
Oh,
What, like
no.
the fashion district?
In the fashion
Fashion
district.
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you, someone.
I actually
Somebody good with directions.
like Troy, help me.
You literally would be like, oh, you know, this shop on like, I don't know, second and Chestnut. I'll be like, oh yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
understand.
I'm like, I don't know.
I love giving directions. I give directions to random strangers like 5 times a week.
Really?
I'll see people like
Like a Philly
looking
native.
up.
Well, hey, Second and Chestnut is right by Franklin Fountain, and I would
yeah,
Oh,
the
okay.
ice cream place.
I would know that because
Oh, you okay? You see what I mean, though?
Yeah,
Y'all
see,
know.
I would know
I have
that.
no
Yeah,
idea.
Franklin Fountain
I'm
ice cream
so
place.
bad with
I
Right there
directions.
by,
fucking
the
would
end of
die
Market,
for
yep.
Franklin Fountain. I would take a bullet for Franklin Fountain.
Well, the
so
reason
delicious.
the reason I'm so good at directions is I had lived here for like a month, and this family came up to me on the street. I was by City Hall, and they asked me for directions, and I very confidently, I was like, oh yes, it's like 4 blocks that way. And 5 minutes later, I was like, oh my God, I gave them the complete wrong directions. I sent them the wrong way. It took me 5 minutes to realize that I had given them terrible instructions. And I strove from that moment onwards to always be able to give good directions to strangers in need. And I have learned how to learn where I am in Philadelphia just for the sole task because I feel really bad to that family. Like 5 years ago, if you're listening to this, I'm so sorry.
They're really sorry.
I wasted like 30 minutes to an hour of their day. Just
So you
Usually-
just walk a mile, walk an hour the wrong direction.
No, usually on the show it's a radio show, but being that it's a radio show, it's usually musicians. But we are broadening our horizons and taking on artists such as clothing designers such as Mo today. And instead of our song segment, we're gonna have a segment where we're gonna show off some clothes, and of course we're gonna outro with plugging an event and any kind of social media that Mo Sage has today. But first, I have 2 questions for you.
Oh, God.
One, where is your favorite place to vend?
Well, I do like vending in public. I would prefer, honestly, Rittenhouse. Just like setting up, not during like.
Rittenhouse Square always has the best painters too.
Yeah.
Always
a lot
has
of foot
the best
traffic
art.
too. A lot of people are
foot
there.
traffic.
There's really good dog watching.
Oh, yeah?
Really great dog watching. And sometimes you'll get milk crate profits, which is something that I aspire to be. I plan to own a bullhorn and a milk crate so that I can start sharing my dreams to strangers. I think that Rittenhouse Square was one of the first places I came to in Philly, like my first few days visiting. And I remember when we rolled up a blunt and we smoked a blunt in public.
I feel like
Yeah.
And
I feel like there are no
But
laws
those-
in Rittenhouse Square.
Yeah, that's very different than Austin, Texas. I
Yes.
assume.
I
Well,
feel like you
Austin
shouldn't.
is
I feel
fine,
like I
but-
also should not ever walk in Rittenhouse Square and not have a blunt.
Well, I just find it to be such an interesting space. I love Rittenhouse, so that's my favorite place because you can just set up. Clark Park is fine. Free ones where I can hang out with my friends all day, preferably warm with trees.
We've got some clothes to show off for you.
Oh yeah, not that we're wearing any. Actually,
We
are.
didn't change.
You
Um,
did. you changed while watching
You
this.
changed while watching this YouTube channel. That's what you did.
That's true.
You changed. You're crazy. You're high.
You've grown.
You're different. We're the same.
You're gonna remember this moment forever.
Anyway, we might have put some different things on. Troy's got this great tank right here with the on the blue. It's got some
They're made out of found things, so I
found
find
things.
all of these things on the street. I have a
They can
tendency to
describe their own
pick up
material.
trash. I like trash day. Oh my gosh. If you
Put on
don't
this
know
flannel.
if you don't know what trash day is in
And,
Philly, you're not living.
Bandana.
Yes.
Yep.
The bandana was free.
Free.
This was $1.
Free 99. A whole $1.
If you ask people, you shall receive. People will give you things. You're just like, oh, I love making clothes, and people will just dump things in your lap.
And you put
Here
a
are all of
flannel
my
on as
leisure
well.
clothes.
Yes. I really like cutting flannels right now because it's about to be summer.
Your first piece has your logo on it. Show off your
Yeah.
logo. It's a monster. Your first piece has your logo on it. Show off your logo. I think that when I first saw this and I asked you about it, you told me that it was one of your sleep paralysis demons.
He is kind of like that. But I actually got him from Resource Exchange for 75 cents. People keep telling me not to tell people how cheap I get things,
Don't.
but I love it. It's one of the best things about Philly is like getting things.
Because then people will be like,
affordable.
then why don't you sell it for that much? Because
Well, I spend like an hour because the stamp is never perfect.
Exactly.
So I have to go back in over every single thing.
it's called talent, everybody.
But no, this is lovely. The
it's very
pants
good.
bleached.
Also, this is very soft
Oh, very much.
denim.
That's one of the best things about used clothing. It's already broken in. Like shoes, pants are the same way. You know, you don't want to buy a pair of pants that like fits perfectly because you know it's gonna like loosen over time. You want it to like already be worn and know how it's gonna fit, how it's gonna live.
Valid. Your next piece has a word that is new to me.
Oh yeah,
Did you make up this word?
I did not. I found it on Wikipedia. I spent a
Though
lot of time.
it
on
is a talent of
Wikipedia.
yours to make up words.
That is true.
Mo is known for making up words. Kind of like the word thought felt
Oh yeah, thoughtfelt. Where it's something's between thoughtful and
and heartfelt.
yes.
I'm waiting for you to make material with thought felt.
I will put that on the top of my list then.
I'm waiting.
But parasomniac is a type of category of sleep disorder that has to do with between waking and sleeping, either going to sleep or waking up.
Form of insomnia.
It has more to do with sleep paralysis.
Okay.
Insomnia doesn't necessarily. Insomnia is the lack of ability to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Parasomnia is this like sleep paralysis stuff that you get. I personally have it. It's not the worst, not fun. I have a really interesting dream life. Once I was a butterfly looking for my face.
There you go.
In a vast forest of very wonderful creatures, including an owl that was afraid of the dark. And ants who were trying to kill me. As all ants do.
Show off this new vest we've got right here. This one's got popsicles.
Well, yeah, this one, this really takes the talent of my upcycling, because I, like, put the whole inside in.
Was this a collaboration?
Yeah, with AO Stop Playing, actually. With AO Stop Playing, and this is Rel Gambino on Instagram. This is a photo of him that AO took. But I enjoyed stitching the popsicle and all the stuff in here. Even though you'll never see it once you wear it, you can't see this.
It's still good.
It's all the little details, the inside pockets.
I like a good inside to a jacket, like a good silk on like a winter coat on the inside.
Adding linings, adding hoods to things. That's some of my favorite things. None of my jackets came with hoods. I added hoods to all my jackets.
And how about one final piece? Let's see your purse.
Oh.
Mama made this whole purse.
Yeah, I really love making totes out of old jeans. Adding
So
studs.
nice.
This is just all scrap fabrics that I made, and they all have
This
inside
is one
pockets.
Of one. Everything is one of one. Everything is one of a kind. Sold by Mo.
Well, that's why it's called Misprint, because I fuck everything up. Everything is a mistake. I feel like that's a life lesson. You never get anything perfect 100%.
I feel like we've got that hand in hand. I also fuck everything up, but it always works out in the end. And
Well, misprint, there's now that analog printing and analog technology is so rare that like the thing about like risograph or like screen printing is it's all one of one. Same with like graffiti. You put a tag up on a wall and it's only ever going to be the one that it is. So I feel like misprinting, everything being a mistake, it's only yours. You have the only version
of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Of it.
So where can we find all of misprinted items? On Instagram, it's at
misprint.
At misprint.
Underscore. I think there are two.
2 underscores.
Yes.
Are you on any apps?
Not
like Poshmark or anything?
really. No. I buy on Poshmark, but I don't sell on Poshmark.
There you go.
I really like selling in person. That's when, just like when I buy clothes, I like to touch it. I prefer to sell people when they can touch it, when they can like try it on. If it's a sweater, to make sure that they fit them, like they can hold it up. I like to sell in person at Rittenhouse and Clark Park and places like that.
And do you have any events coming up soon? That you can plug? That you'd like to...
Recently, I think I'm planning to go to Clark Park and just, like, sell during the day on, like, a Saturday. Like, if you ever are out there at Rittenhouse, it's a great place to have fun,
Clark
dog
Park
watch.
Or Rittenhouse, if you're in the greater Philadelphian area and you happen to see Misprint, you happen to see Mo Sage, take care of them. Make sure you buy something nice. Make sure you treat yourself. And you too can look cool and hot and misprinted. And that's...
we're all one of one.
And we're all one of one. We're all one of a kind. And step back in, Troy. That has been our show. I'm Licy Martinez. This was literally Licy with Troy Trauger. And we featured Mo Sage today. Thank you so much for coming on our show. And thank y'all for watching.
See you next time.
See ya.
Cool.
Hell yeah.